Hello, this is my quick Devastation Evoker guide for PvP. It's both for arenas and BGs, just to get you started. So let's first jump quickly in the talents. We don't need to go too much in depth into them, but this is kind of how you play the skill commander. We have two main builds. I'm going to post them both in the description. So it's Iridescence and Double D-Bread. Double D-Bread is kind of the default right now, especially for BG Blitz. Like pretty much just always play this because it's good AU in without being good damage. It's just in arenas, I don't always love having Double D-Bread because D-Bread stuns. So if you cast D-Bread, you use up all the stun DR on everyone. So if you're playing with say a rogue that like has to rely on their stuns and use all the DR, I just don't love how it feels like. But if you're playing with someone without stun, or like with little stun, it's quite good anyway. As you can see, the only difference between those two is that instead of D-Bread, instead of the Double D-Bread, you take this, which is slightly more damage. You don't have to think about it. It just means you get slightly more essence regenerations and slightly more damage after you cast an empowered spell. So Firebreath and Third Surge. But other than that, they're the same. Again, you can use the Double DB one in arenas if you want to just use one build. Just use Double DB the whole time. But yeah, this one will change. So yeah, in terms of these talents, the one thing I do slightly different than Sample is I take the improved knocks. So Wind Tail Swipe and Wind Buffet are going to go slightly further back when you knock them, and you're going to daze them. People take Rescue a lot. You can definitely take Rescue if you like it. It's just that now that doesn't give us a shield, it's not as strong anyway. And I just find knocks fun in the game because you can knock someone further. It's fun to do. But again, like if you're good with Rescue, if you like playing a Rescue, take it instead. That's fine. You don't really have to change too much here. You can if you want to, but if you don't want to, don't worry about it. And here again, you don't have to change much other than like those two builds. Let's go into 3 PvP talents. So the first one we take is Time Stop. Time Stop is quite nice as a defensive, and you can also use it on an ally, of course. So the way I usually use it is when mini CC, the add-on, tells me my hero is in CC and I'm targeted, I just cast myself, and then right before the hero is going to end their CC, I cast again to stop it. So when the hero comes out of CC, they don't waste like a big healing spell into you because they panic and see that you're low health. You stop it right before the hero comes out of CC. So just you watch the big weak aura that you get from mini CC and use it then. You can also use it the exact same way on your ally. Use it when they're being damaged, and then when the hero is going to come out of CC, you just stop using it. The second one we usually take is Unburdened Flight. Hover makes you immune to movement speed reduction effects. So you just always know if you're using your hovers, you're not going to be like slowed. That's it. If the enemy team doesn't have much slow or doesn't slow you in general, this is the one talent you can change quite easily. And we'll go to which other one you can take in a second. And then the third talent you take is Obsidian Scales, making you immune to interrupts. It's quite nice, you can get your damage off. Even if you're not targeted, it's a good way to use your Obsidian Scales. Just, even if you're not a target, you use Obsidian Scales and then immediately sleepwalk the enemy hero. And they can't interrupt you during that window. So you just get it for free. So it's quite easy to use in that way. So just remember that. The other talent you sometimes take, especially if you want to, is you can take Scouring Flame, which just removes buffs from the enemy each time you Firebreath. So we quite often might want to do it in, for example, a Resto Druid. Just take off their health during our burst window without thinking about it, just so Firebreath does it automatically. And yeah, you can take it in other scenarios. But again, like if you don't want to change talents, you just like go with this and don't worry about it. So let's go quickly into our damage, like what we normally do during a normal arena. The main thing you rely on is Disintegrates. Just cast all your Disintegrates, and that's your damage. You use your Firebreaths and Thunder Surges on CDA, but make sure they're available before Dragon Rage, which will go in the big burst window in a second. use your sleepwalks on the enemy hero when they're not in third gear. And use your knocks. And yeah, that's kind of it. You can use your pressing roll right before deep breath. You can use it right before sleepwalk. You can use it right before your enemies, when for your friendlies are going to CC the enemy hero. It's nice in all those scenarios, but you don't have to think about it too much, especially like if you're starting with Evoker. So yeah, the one thing you want to keep in mind right before a big burst, which we're going into now, is to have your Firebird and then Surge off CDA. So after you cast Dragon Rage, they're going to extend the Dragon Rage, so you just want to have them. And then right before Dragon Rage ends, you want to have them again, because you can cast them basically twice each, doing a Dragon Rage, and then you extend it further. So what we would do is we're going to like just a quick pressing herb. We're going to deep breath. We'll pretend this enemy hero and we immediately sleepwalk it. Then we go here and we're going to burst by casting electricities, cast our turn power spells, and then we're going to disintegrates. Now we don't have a disintegrate as a strike. Disintegrate. Cast this, disintegrate. Just as soon as we don't have disintegrates, we use our auto spells, to instant spells to get disintegrates back. And then we cast immediately when these are back and Dragon Rage is still active, we cast them just to extend it further. And we cast our disintegrates, and when we don't have a disintegrate, we extend the other strike. We don't have to think about it. So yeah, this is our window. After we cast into the Surge, we get the buffed Azure Strike. You don't even have to think about it. Just like again, when you don't have a disintegrate, because this is instant, at that point we'll cast it anyway. So we'll use that perk. But if you have disintegrates, just use them. Again, like when this comes off CD, we use them. We just make sure they're back before Dragon Rage. So just to go over it quickly again, what we do is Deep Breath, CC the Healer, Dragon Rage with Tip the Scales, immediate instant Firebird, because they tip the Scales. They turn to Surge, then Disintegrates. When we don't have Disintegrate, we cast Azure Strikes, and we cast the instant Living Flames if it's like flashing. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, have fun with it, guys. If there's anything, just ask me in the comments. I'll reply. If you missed anything, if you're curious about something else, let me know.